Dr. John Burton is an enigmatic character. We know surprisingly little about him, although he was the longest-serving headmaster of Winchester College by a substantial margin, serving from 1724 to 1766. He donated many things to the college. These are all the surviving portraits of Dr. Burton. There are none. I will briefly recount his life, then tell the tale of the foundation of New Commoners, and finally explore the documents relating to the foundation and the man himself. Burton was born in Keresley by Coventry in 1690, and claimed founder's kin to attend Winchester College in 1705. He left the college in 1709 and became a Fellow of New College before returning to Winchester as a Doctor of Divinity in 1710. He became a Fellow in 1722, and 2 years later he took over the headship. In 1766 he resigned the headship at the age of 76, and continued to live for 6 years in retirement. He was seized with paralysis during the winter of 1772, and died on the 24th of January 1774. He was buried at Winchester. Despite the longevity of his term, it was relatively inconsequential, and Burton was relatively uncontroversial. The main event that occurred was the foundation of New Commoners. The original statutes of Winchester College made provisions for 10 commoners to be lodged in 5th Chamber. Within 20 years of the foundation, the number had risen to around 100. The numbers fluctuated from the foundation to Burton's headship, but never majorly exceeded 100. Some commoners lived in the now Master in College's house, some in town, others in a medieval monastic foundation called the Suston Spital, or Sisters' Hospital. Burton understood that, to ensure the school's future prosperity, the number of commoners must be high, and remain so. He sought a permanent arrangement, what would later be called Old Commoners. He personally purchased the lease of Suston Spital and some surrounding buildings, and after some minor reconstruction, Old Commoners was born. It would remain the home of the commoners for 100 years, from 1739 to 1839. As written in Blackstone's Book of Benefactions, a book drawn up in 1784 by former scholar and fellow Charles Blackstone that records all gifts to the college, and that I will reference throughout this series, Burton left Suston Spital to the use of Winchester College in his will. The house was previously held under a lease from the Dean and Chapter of the Cathedral. The terms of his trust were that any money raised was to be used for exhibitions, or to repair the house and renew its lease. The latter two consumed all the money raised. The book and Burton also featured in the second video of my Winchester College on Fire series. There is virtually nothing left of Old Commoners, like how there is little left about Burton. The only pictures of it are engravings by Richard Bagant, former drawing master, commissioned only upon the building's demolition. There are also some preliminary drawings for the prints. Here we can see a plan of Old Commoners, made just after Burton had died upon the demolition of the buildings. It was traced from one in the Cathedral Register. It mentions that the college gained the freehold of the premises through an Act of Parliament. Here is a draft of that specific act. It completes a large transfer of land from the cathedral to the college. This plan of Old Commoners shows just how crowded and ungentlemanly the buildings were. The college obtained the freehold of the buildings in order to build New Commoners under George Moberly. This plan shows New Commoners in great detail. It is instantly obvious that New Commoners was much more ordered, clean and modern than the outdated buildings of Old Commoners. On a different note, the college archives possess photocopies of letters about the Filmers, former pupils of the school. They are relevant to the Burton inquiry. In this letter, written by a fellow, John Harris, he describes Burton as a good and valuable character. In this letter, written by Burton himself, he says that he is pleased with the filmers' progress. They work well, are obedient, and make good progress. Burton's former pupils include the Poet Laureate William Whitehead. Burton took a keen interest in pupils' work, publishing much in magazines, which undoubtedly helped many of their careers become successes. In addition to all these, the archives possess documents relating to a dispute between Burton and his second master, Christopher Eyre. This letter from Eyre to the warden is in response to an alleged complaint that the scholars at the Ushers, i.e. Eyre's end of the school, do not make due progress in their learning. This is Burton's reply. As this is the most noticeable dispute over a relatively minor issue in the archives, it demonstrates just how uncontroversial and inconsequential Burton's time at the headship was. Thank you for watching this video about Dr. John Burton, the longest serving headmaster of Winchester College. Make sure that you watch the videos about Burton's gifts if they have been published yet. Subscribe to my YouTube channel and like this video. You can also find more content about the history of Winchester College, the Winchester College collections, and much more on my website, godtress.wixsite.com/cornucopia.